we waged war on Ymir and his demons. The war finally ended when we killed that cosmic space turtle, and his followers all drowned in his blood. We then took his body and used it to forge the land known as Midgard. These are the words of Odin at the end of the creation war. And here we go. Hello everybody, and welcome to my eccentric academy. My name is Caedmon David, or as the Norse gods all call me, Mr. Cow. Now, this video is part of a series where I'm trying to build a world for my stories and cartoons to take place in. But before we get back to that, I'm going to take you on a little detour. This video is actually a direct follow-up to my previous video I did on the creation war. I'll have that linked in the comment section below so you can check it out before you watch this one. But I'll try and do this video in such a way that you can watch it without watching the first one if you so choose. With that being said, let's jump into this creation war, explaining where all these ideas came from and who exactly these characters are. Now, every world has a beginning, and I think it's important to figure out what exactly that beginning is, because what exactly the events are that give birth to your world will show what your world is actually about. Its values, so to speak, and its themes, as well as giving you an understanding of the very material your world is made out of. In my case, the rotting corpse of a dead turtle. Now, my world, much like the world of Norse mythology, was built out of a dead god. In fact, a lot of my creation story was taken from Norse mythology, and I even hinted as much in my last video by reading a Norse mythology book in that video. I liked the idea as using Norse mythology as my blueprint because their creation myth is so crazy and awesome, and if anything embodies my style, it's crazy and awesome. If anything is crazy and awesome, it fits right into the world I'm trying to build. Now, my creation story starts with one creator god, and he creates his children that he hopes will also go on to make their own creation. Me, as a Christian, this is sort of how I feel God feels about us. I think God creates us, but part of being made in his image is that we will also have a drive to want to create, whether that's building buildings, drawing pictures, or writing worlds for weird internet cartoons. That's me. That last one was me talking about me. The sort of focus of my previous video was one of the creator's children, a fire and ice turtle known as Ymir. Now, Ymir is also a character in Norse mythology. He's a fire-ice giant, but he was one of the first created beings, along with a cow, which is awesome. I love cows. I'm named Cow. But anyway, I just think it's really awesome that in Norse mythology, one of the oldest beings is a cow. Now, Ymir would end up creating what are called Jotuns. In original Norse mythology, it seems to be sort of an accident coming from the fire-ice giant's sweat. But in my universe, I changed it so that he purposefully created Yultons, or as I called them in that previous video, fire and ice demons, because that's sort of the point. The point is that these gods are supposed to create stuff, and their creations will end up creating stuff. So, in my creation story, the world is created by Odin and his two brothers. Now, because in Norse mythology, they say that Loki was something like a brother to Odin, I went ahead and said that Loki was there for the creation of the earth and played a part in creating the earth. And why did I sort of make that change? Because I thought it was cool. But my creation story doesn't end with Norse mythology, as I also included a bit of Greek mythology, also making Kronos one of these creator gods. And Kronos would, much like in the original story, create the gods of Olympus and grow jealous of them and try and eat them. Now, of course, Kronos also being the sort of titan of time, in my universe, due to him growing jealous of his creation, he would create the concept of time so that every other race would grow old and die before they can become as great as the Olympian gods or as great as Kronos himself. And for a little cheeky Peter Pan reference, I think it's fair to say that the one place that is outside of Kronos' reach is Neverland, and that's why you never grow up when you're in Neverland. And with that being said, I guess this is where I'm going to end this video. But I would love to hear what you think about this video in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, click subscribe, and leave a comment. I would love to hear what you enjoyed about this video, or what you think I could have done better. I'm really trying to figure out how to get these world building videos to actually work, because I really want to do them, but can't quite figure out how to necessarily get them to be a type of video that actually works for this channel. But with that being said, if you enjoy hearing about my world building, let me know, and also let me know what other aspects of my world you want to hear about. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I will see you on a later date. Class dismissed. Don't forget to brush your teeth.